And dash she did. Word Girl sprinted right back to where General Zoom was chasing down President Superman, who fired red lasers back at the beast that nearly snatched his red cape. The Star Fox crew had crash-landed back on Earth, piloted by the incredibly skilled Fox McCloud, who managed to turn a disaster into a defensive maneuver.
Incredible maneuver, Fox, as always, Peppy piped up.
You're always my yes-man, and yet I'm just that good, Fox remarked with a swift salute.
President Superman had departed to find General Zoom looming over the ruined mecha suit of Ghislaine Maxwell, who was defending the Madam President with her life.
Maxwell! Madam President screamed.
Ghislaine Maxwell held the Dark Woman close, hugged her, crying tears, not of fear, not of sadness, but of the sheer well of emotions released during this danger, the power of her love, her care. For this dark queen of a woman was released only now that death left a shadow on her back.
Madam President, I love you more than a wife. I love you more than my life, than words can express. Goddess, Super Maisie, please deliver us to safety from this crisis. Send us a savior.
Please send us relief. Send us anything to save the Madam President of the United States.
And all seemed lost as General Zoom hovered over her, his dark body vibrating, cold blue energy coursing electrically throughout his body, his face demonic, emotionless, a mask of pure evil. He was always in a rush to murder, the swiftest serial killer in existence, and yet something possessed him as he heard these words.
So that is love. A jumble of tears and words that one chokes out at death's door. I have no need of something so weak and pointless.
Ghislaine's bare back was bruised and sliced, bared to the foe. Her magenta armor had defended her well thus far. Yet this monster would kill her dead now. As her body was nude and exposed to the elements, a dark rain fell on her as if this were her funeral, and it was in her eyes, as her eyes stared past the Madam President's curly dark hair. Their embrace was so tight, the Madam's body was so soft, and yet this would be their last. Her large ass was raised high, a hopeless defensive measure, as perhaps the devoted bodyguard thought that adding a thick barrier of meat between her and the murderer would save the Madam President from this black-hearted assassin's next attack.
Jeffrey died, became an angel. Trump was assassinated, and I failed to save him from the Jews. The first time, I alerted him so that he faced not the same brutal death as Charlie Kirk. And he turned his head just enough for the President of the United States to evade death from the bullet that grazed his ear. And it was by the power of my words in his head as a natural telepath that I saved his life. But now my words are useless except as a reminder that my struggle carried so much meaning. And
General Zoom thrust his dark hand of doom at the nude, trembling hero woman's helpless, beaten body. His hand flashed with blue electricity, like the killer lightning that exploded Gwendolyn's saved plane, as Natasha laughed wickedly. Then a pink light glowed, red lightning twirled, spiraled, zoomed, as pink President Superman's red cape covered the nude, beaten, bruised women. The dark man in pink met the dark menace in black with an almighty fist.
I am the savior you called for. Your words were heard. They were not pointless. Your words are what brought salvation to this country and saved this entire planet.
Pink President Superman roared this as he punched General Zoom from Washington, D.C. to Minnesota, and the two speedsters raced through the streets of Minneapolis as Zoom fought back, with horrific tendrils of black growing from his back. The dark menace was warping, adapting, altering his environment into black evil that attached to his body.
So that's why he's called the Architect of Doom, Fox McCloud noted, as he exited the demolished spaceship with his crew. General Zoom can transform everything he steps on into black energy that is weaponized into whatever he desires. Truly a wicked power.
Should we try firing whatever laser blasters we have left from our ship? Peppy asked. I know almost everything was destroyed, but we have to help, Ribbit.
Fox McCloud smacked the frog on the shoulder. No, we don't. I don't want to see this planet destroyed. That's not a battle we can handle.
Crystal pointed with her wand up at the sky. The blue fox's eyes were pink, her coat had a silver sheen, and she had a mean look as she met the purple menace that invaded the atmosphere.
We were followed here by Meta Knight on his battleship Halberd. She spat contemptuously. Her coat flashed from blue to silver. Ever since I discarded this blue identity, Blue Kirby has hated me. And that's the real identity behind the mask of that monster.
Then that's where our battle begins, Fox roared. Star Fox, prepare for battle.
The final battle of President Superman against General Zoom for the fate of the United States of America raged on as they made a mess of Minnesota, the mania, the red and blue lightning, like storms, like swarms of fire and lightning, like forces of light and darkness combined into a divine orchestration of destruction. The past was ripped apart so that the future could be born anew, and this future could only exist with the death of all that used to be. General Zoom had to be defeated for the sake of the entire planet, and at that moment only President Superman was there to match him, punch for punch, as George Floyd monuments exploded everywhere. So much so that every George Floyd memorial, poster, and sticker was destroyed in a sub-second by the two super-speed dark men battling over the fate of the United States of America. And yet General Zoom had the upper hand.
Goddess Super Maisie created you to defeat me!
Zoom scoffed as he folded Pink President Superman with a terrible punch, lifting the hero airborne, only to seize the savior by the cape and fling him through 500 skyscrapers. They were in New York now. President Superman flew through the Twin Towers. He couldn't control himself. All of those innocents died, blown up again, as if Islamist terrorists had attacked with 100 times the manpower and bombs as before.
It's 9/11! All over again! And you're responsible! Zoom screamed, his face demonic, twisted in hate and glee. Finally, Zoom found purpose in his existence. It's you! Killing heroes like you is the reason why I exist! Because I hate you more than can be explained! In all the books this doomed world has to offer!
President Superman howled and tried to attack, but Zoom sidestepped, kicked him in the back with a crack. President Superman rolled to recover, tried to stand, but Zoom seized him by the scruff of his chest and flew through every building in New York.
The madwoman who replaced you was dead set on destroying this city. But look at what you have done!
A green disease sprouted in the president's heart and mind. His skin raced with green veins of destruction.
The reign of Superman is over because of this. Because the original Superman shared your same weakness. No matter how far you improved over his original design, you share the same fatal flaw that I despise. Your feeling of responsibility for every life in this city. Do you care for the hundreds of rats and raccoons we killed in our superhero battle too?
General Zoom flung Pink Superman like an anvil. The hero-esque cape reflected off the side of the last skyscraper in the area.
Spider-Man of New York, it's time to prove our worth.
Spider-Men crawled from sewers and swung from trees and whatever buildings remained, but they were absolutely helpless to protect against General Zoom. Zoom descended with a blue electric storm, the black being plummeted like an angel after Pink Superman, and all the Spider-Men who got even close were zapped, automatically, like mosquitoes in a bug zapper.
The range of Zoom's attacks are a lot bigger than his storm visually indicates, Spider-Noir noted with an out-of-place comedic change in expression. Gee, I gotta get the web out of here, or New York won't have any Spider-Men left to defend it after this dark aliens invasion.
Black Suit Spider-Man slapped his face with a groan as Spider-Noir dashed for a sewer, then snarled and killed the coward. This is what I hate about being a Spider-Man. Whenever we gather for a crisis, these idiots can't stop cracking jokes.
He zoomed over to the hell where hundreds of Spider-Men were being mass exterminated by Zoom, webbed onto the skyscraper that the general had dropped off from without a care, and webbed himself into a black ball that he slingshot at the invader. The next thing he knew, General Zoom held him by the neck.
You're the only one who managed to get this close, Zoom remarked. My speed simply surpasses all of you Spider-Man by far too large a gap for your spider senses.
Black suit. Spider-Man shivered as if shocked, but it wasn't from any electricity.
There it is. Frankly, you are obsolete, and the only reason I allowed you this close to me is because you're an inferior imposter.
You used the power of darkness without knowing true power!
He fried Black Suit Spider-Man into ash without even blinking, then stared down at where Pink President Superman crashed into a net of webs that the dead Spider-Man had created to soften his landing. But his velocity pierced through the tarp like a bullet through a dartboard, like a hole puncher through paper, and the alien invader was upon him. Pink Superman turned in midair, swinging a punch up at the darkness in the sky.
Goddess! Super Maisie, grant me the power to fulfill the purpose for which my mother suffered, died, and became a machine. The power to avenge my father, who died for her. The power to avenge Mon-El, my uncle, who sacrificed his life for the sake of Superworld.
Goddess Super Maisie turned a page in her divine book of destiny, then placed a finger on a word, and that word glowed with power. Pink Superman hit Zoom with all the power inside his body. As he glowed, pink, bright, angelic wings sprouted from his back. His skin was fiery. His eyes fired red lasers at the enemy. The skyscraper was dragged across the city like a Lego, like a child's plaything before it exploded, because physics lagged behind the speed and power of Pink Superman imbued with Goddess Super Maisie's blessing. A horde of eagles flew in the sky alongside our brave hero, who rocketed General Zoom across the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, the pyramids. Every place that Sonic had fought Doomsday across was revisited by Pink Superman, who may have lost everything: his father, his mother, his status as president, and yet he had not lost his purpose for existence as the savior of this planet. He roared and curved the clouds with an almighty punch, blasting General Zoom into outer space.
I was created to overcome the weaknesses of all Supermen before me. I was trained by Hank Henshaw and blessed by Goddess Super Maisie. There is no way I can lose to you, General Zoom, and your forces of darkness.
They pierced the firmament beyond all clouds and were in outer space, but the dark spaceship glowed with green energy as Dr. Doom screamed from far below to control it.
Not this time.
President Superman roared as he destroyed the dark spaceship with laser beams, then flew through it with an almighty punch, reducing the dark menace to a mess of twisted metal. But General Zoom used all the metal shards to form a black asteroid of evil power to catch him, and rode upon this meteor of destruction at our brave hero.
You were created to save this planet. I, General Zoom, the architect of doom, was created to destroy it. And only one of us can fulfill our purpose for existence. So what will it be? Hero, can you stop this unstoppable meteor of dark power?
Pink Superman slammed into the meteor and snarled, roared like a cage beast unleashed, strained with every ounce of power to prevent the putrid perversion, the horrific force of inescapable destruction. But his red cape melted into ribbons. His pink boots were shredded by force and heat. His body was aflame as the monstrous meteor pierced the stratosphere. The super lesbians in France were battling the armada of aliens and had the upper hand, but Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn sighted the black meteor larger than the moon and Angel Island combined. It was larger than France, Germany, the United States of America, and China combined, and a pink dot on its surface was all that sought to avert the doom of the entire planet.
It's fast! Red Biker X noted. Only I can make it, but I don't know if I have the strength to stop it. You're the fastest one here. Go! Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn ordered. She turned to the rest of her troops. Golden Tanthora, create a storm that covers the entire sky of this planet. Golden Tanthora's eyes widened. That will cause immense destruction to the entirety of Superworld. Entire cities will be wiped off the map. Just do it, Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn commanded. It's my order. As your Supreme Führer, your planetary storm will weaken the force of that world-destroying meteor.
And so, Golden Tanthora flew into the stratosphere and raised her hand high. Her eyes glowed blue and gold, then white, as she screamed so loud, so bright, her aria and aura were combined. She was a star on the ceiling of the planet, a white sun on the firmament, and dark clouds covered the entire planet in a superstorm worse than when Supersonic conducted electricity from every time zone in Superworld. Red Biker X zoomed toward the meteor. Superworld was 69 times the size of Trump's world, the Earth Nightmare planet where the American president had been assassinated by satanic lesbian Jews. But this world would not become the same nightmare as down there, because Red Biker Cecilia was here, brave, strong, confident, and ready to assist Pink Superman, who strained against the dark meteor with all the force he could muster. She fired a few lasers from her X-Packs at the meteor, but they barely even scratched the skin of its darkness. So she transformed into
Mega Acceleron Lightspeed Jet X.
And supersonic, hypersonic, ultra hypersonic, up to light speed and far beyond boomed at the meteor. Met it with all her worth. Her lasers fired, her jet grew wing arms like a Valstrax, and met the meteor with all her power. The Crimson Comet streaked across the sky. Streaking, the Silver Elder Dragon was awakened by Golden Tanthora's storm. And now...
Super BB Girl eyed the Crimson Comet as the Valstrax zoomed at the meteor. So, Golden Tanthora's godly power has awakened all the lords of the sky. Even an Elder Dragon is rushing to save our super world from this threat. She met the eyes of her Supreme Führer. My Supreme Führer, what are your commands for me? Am I to assist here or try and join the struggle over there?
Swastika Supreme. Gwendolyn composed herself. Her face was filled with rage and stress, but in a flash, she had the poise of a queen. Even during a crisis this dangerous, she never lost control.
Super BB Girl, you and Galatea are to assist in America. I received an emergency transmission from the telepath, Ghislaine Maxwell, that they're under attack by alien hostiles. That meteor must be the making of General Zoom, the architect of doom, as Maxwell reported his arrival, alongside Dr. Doom and Doomsday.
I killed Doomsday, Word Girl exclaimed. Maxwell didn't send word of that?
Who are you? Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn demanded.
I'm Word Girl, Becky Botsford. Not much time to introduce myself. It's a good thing I talk so damn fast. Doomsday's dead. I tried to help Pink Superman, but got distracted by the fact that Brainiac and Megamind arrived in a black-blue spaceship over the United States of America. So, I killed Brainiac, who is the mastermind behind the current attack on France with the coordination of the Ukrainian aliens.
Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn pieced it all together instantly. Her eyes whirled as the storm of new information was processed like a calculator.
Maxwell tells me that you're telling the truth. So, Megamind is still alive in America. And the hero, Titan, is battling against him for the fate of the United States of America.
They're in Metropolis, the city that OG Superman used to protect, Word Girl added. So, y'all should,
I give the orders, Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn corrected. Super BB Girl. And Galatea, you two will head to America, where Blue Supergirl is locked in single combat with Guardian Angel Spinel, as Galatea shares her DNA from Supergirl, and the both of you trained by watching combat footage of OG Supergirl fighting aliens. As you wish, your Supreme Majesty, Super BB Girl roared with a swift salute, then blasted off to the United States of America alongside Galatea. It's just you and me, Chloe Bourgeois, in charge of France's defense against alien invasion, Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn said, clenching a fist. I sent Natasha off to battle alongside Communist Queen Nema against the Ukrainian aliens. For the duration of this alien invasion, we're allied, but that means that our resources are stretched thin, and we are the last two super lesbians to defend France from complete annihilation.
I will not let you down, my Supreme Führer, Chloe yelled with a salute.
As for you, oh, she's gone! Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn exclaimed, surprised as Word Girl had vanished.
General Zoom sprinted across the meteor as a black streak of wicked darkness. Green fissures pulsed upon his evil creation. His wicked fists were flung at
Pink Superman! This is your grave. This is your end. Your destiny. Your saga. Your life journey with the superhero girls to save this world ends here with your doom!
The dark demon of despair punched death at Pink Superman, who howled and rose to his feet, even as the meteor's awful green power made island-sized chunks of earth rise from the seas and sands of the world. The black, monstrous threat was headed straight for Babylon. Assassin King Jin rose from his palace, kissed his cutest young wife goodbye.
You will return, my king, Asma asked with tears in her eyes.
He blinked and sighed, and sheathed his sword.
I won't make promises that I can't guarantee. But what I do know is that my kingdom will not be destroyed, so long as I still draw breath.
Dark wings sprouted from his back as he soared up at the meteor. Pink Superman was punched hundreds of times in less than breath by Zoom. He staggered back, his face swollen, bruised. He spat a tooth to the floor, raised his fists. Everything was a blur. Green smoke billowed from craters everywhere on the giant bomb underneath them. He landed one punch, two, then the Black Fiend hit him with 103. He could feel the blessing of Goddess Super Maisie leaving his body, and yet he couldn't fall. He saw his father, Superman, die in battle and yell,
God save this world from doom.
He saw his mother, Supergirl, swim across that river as aliens screamed in the sky above her, pregnant with him, with a broken leg, dragging herself onto the shore by the grace of the goddess Super Maisie, where she gave birth amid a storm, and would have died if not for the angel Steven universe. He witnessed the whole universe, all its stars, pulsing purple, white, and orange. And his fists were moving without thinking. He wasn't feeling the pain anymore. It was like he was carried in the arms of an angel, like the father of Emperor Lelouch, who was killed by cruel Jewish assassins, who shot him dead as he floated like a divine being. It was like a walking dream, like a waking dream, like the most real lucid dream he'd ever seen. And sound returned to him, that terrible scream, that black demon of doom that hated him so much, that hated this entire world and wished to destroy it all. And he was one of the few heroes left to defend Superworld from complete destruction. Zoom split into doubles, and the second double stabbed through the heart of President Superman, squeezed it, and destroyed the precious red gem keeping the last Superman alive. Pink Superman gasped, staggered, spat up gallons of blood, then collapsed to his knees, just like his father before him. The dark demon cackled at his pain, at his misery. It found his suffering funny, amusing. His struggle was simply a joke to this monster, whose only purpose in existence was to murder and destroy.
It's over, Pink Superman! Now close your eyes and sink into the eternal darkness from whence we all came!
Zoom shot forth a hand, electrocuted Pink Superman with an ice shower of electric power, zapping him with 1,000,000 times more force than Darth Vader. This cruel, evil invader had won, and Pink Superman's mission was over.
It's over!
It's never over!
A woman in white arrived with 2 cyborg fists conjoined into one, slamming the sinful sadist away with a 2-fist hammer of justice. She screamed, she snarled, her golden hair flared over her fiery red eyes. Pink Superman, even as he died, recognized her.
Mother?
Galatea punched the Zoom clone once, twice, thrice, and the third finisher, an uppercut, blasted through its chest. Then she lasered the demon's head off. The first Zoom flinched, stepped back.
Impossible! I'm faster than you. I'm faster than anything.
Super BB Girl flung me here. We were tasked with saving America, but she thought it was right to reunite me with my son first. It wasn't direct disobedience to our Supreme Führer, as I will head there after I deal with you.
She crouched and held the hand of Pink Superman, who'd lost so much blood and his heart, and could barely tell her apart from the whole world that had become a blur. And yet...
You're the machine that remains of my mother, he gasped.
I don't have all her memories, but I will never forget giving birth to you, Galatea said. She hugged him. I will finish this for you, for all of us, for everything we sacrificed. For Superman, for Sonic, for Mon-El, for Superworld, for Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn and our super lesbian paradise.
She laid Pink Superman to rest as he closed his eyes for the final time and said one word.
Goddesspeed.
In the name of the goddess Supermaisie, for the murder of my son, I swear I will kill you, General Zoom, Architect of Doom.
We shall see. Without the momentum of Super BB Girl's swing, can you truly keep up with me?
Rockets ignited from the backs of her giant mechanical legs, powerful flesh combined with steel into pure power that launched her from the dead body of Pink Superman to the evil monster who had killed Superworld's promised hero. Zoom swirled and twirled and pranced and sprang, dodged every punch and kick from the vengeful mother, laughed like a nasty child, like a monstrous brat in the body of a demonic alien machine. His personality had been so cold, so reserved, and yet now that the hour of doom was here...
Now that the hour of doom is here, I have no reason left to hold anything back.
Damn fuck, neither do I.
Word Girl screamed this as she flew around Superworld 16 sextillion times in a 60th of a second, reaching speeds so far beyond the speed of light that a billion hypersonics couldn't compare. She was simply unfair to the enemy, as she didn't have to hold back her speed anymore.
No one took me seriously before this, she whispered to herself, alone, at her speed so fast that the whole world was a blur. Even when I saved my entire world from mispower, no one appreciated me saving the day all the time. No one, until I met Madam President of the United States of America.
A pink spark glowed in Word Girl's heart, and in her eyes, and in her fist that she wound up with an almighty roar. The fist glowed pink, as did her heart. Her nipples were erect, her mouth did part, her teeth shone white, her eyes were starlight. She soared at the meteor. She truly did with all her might, and what this meant was that a girl used to living in a world that was only paper could now become a human hole puncher. The black-green meteor erupted with red-pink energy as Word Girl screamed like a godly entity, with so much power, so much might. It's doubtful that anyone except a goddess could replicate her. She ignited like Starfire and Supergirl combined. Her hair shone like starlight. Her red costume sparkled as she zoomed through exploding novas of Nirvana's end. Finally, all the monks had died. All the limiters inside her mind explaining why she must not be who she was, a being so powerful, so bright, so strong, that this unstoppable force of a dark meteor met a force that was even more unstoppable, and her name was...
My name is Becky Botsford. I am Word Girl, the true savior of this world.
As the meteor exploded, Galatea seized Zoom, who was unable to stay on his feet while his creation turned into pure energy, and while Zoom could run very, very fast, he couldn't quite fly, and there was no way for him left to escape when Galatea caught him. Surprised and struck, paralyzed by his own evil energy blowing up in his face. She swallowed the dark being whole like a snack, like a chocolate cookie, like a muffin on her birthday. It truly was so easy that she flew away screaming, filled with rage, happiness that this was over, but almost ashamed at how much pain she'd endured from beings like these.
In the end, Zoom, you were food for a Supergirl. How's that for your script of doom and despair?
She She flew to America. As Red Viker X recalibrated her machine amid the chaos, the whole sky was a storm. Lightning was firing everywhere. Galatea reached America as Cecilia joined Swastika Supreme Gwendolyn. The assassin King Jin was slicing away at all the rubble that fell on his kingdom, stuck in non-stop aerial battle until he was tackled by Zombie King Malik.
You again? Assassin King Jin snarled as his feet sprayed on hot sand like he was surfing. His sword skidded in the dirt. His steel glowed like his teeth as he wound up a swing of his sword like a baseball bat. Uncharacteristic of any assassin or king, with the sky falling on him, and his zombie nemesis preventing him from saving his kingdom, and the fact that his Asma only had the royal guard left to defend her. He was pissed. He sliced off Malik's head. Malik caught it, placed it back on his shoulder with one hand, swung his blue saber with the other. Jin ducked under, backflipped over, spun like Sonic in midair. His blade was a Beyblade, a fan, a twister. Logan, the green werewolf, was the only defense left for Asma as the palace collapsed. He grabbed the green girl and roared out of the palace, slicing and stabbing the hordes of blue that attacked from all sides, stabbed the wolf in his sides. Assassin King Jin split Malik in two. Those two became 3 clones beyond a Hydra. This was absurd.